Hello everybody and welcome to He Makes Me Play. I'm Marius and I make other people play video games because I am blind. I cannot see the games, but they can. And today, here with me is Vincent. Hello Vincent.
Hi Marius.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty well.
Well,
I'm excited.
Yeah, you can't be too excited, Vincent, because this game is about death. It's very serious. We're playing Mortician's Tale today again. We'll finally continue and possibly finish the saga of the Mortician.
Yeah.
Last time we got a lot of introductory stuff, learned the ropes of how to be a mortician and how this game works. And we did some, I would say, fairly standard cases. And not that much happened. Am I wrong, Vincent?
Yeah, we read a lot.
Yeah. Our girlfriend has some trouble, and I think she's in England, in London. People aren't quite so understanding. I don't quite remember what her problem was.
Yeah, we should say it's been a while since we've played, but
That's true. Yeah, it has been. But let's get into it. See what happens now.
yeah. Continue. October 11th, 10:09 a.m. We have mail.
Right. We'll get our instructions for today, I guess.
Yeah. We're walking. Okay. We have 5 emails. And we have one from Amy Rose regarding the next job.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe we look at that one last.
Okay. So then we have one from our girlfriend.
Let's read that one.
From Jennifer Valentine regarding I am so frustrated right now in all caps. Okay, so let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on the corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting and hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceroptosis, which is when the organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So TLDR, corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kinds of things I specifically research, and yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Jen L., Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum.
Yeah. I feel like we've heard that before, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, there was something about a corset.
She's definitely talked about corsets before. I don't know if we've read this exact email before.
Yeah, I think...
Hard to tell.
Below that, and maybe I should remember the habit of reading the lowest email or the lowest part of the email first, because it goes...
It's chronological.
Yeah. I think we've read that one before. The I am so frustrated right now.
Okay.
Because it goes on about her. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody cough, male colleagues cough, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist bullshit anyway. And I hate how they're misogynic.
Misogynic. Yeah.
Exactly. Gets
misogyny.
Yeah. In Falk's concern. Jen, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets
I think it's called misogynous. Anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't... anyway. Yeah, but that's basically it.
Okay. She's having a day.
She's having a day.
I guess the thing about these emails is we can't really respond, right? And make choices about how to comfort her.
Yeah, no, it's just a one-way interaction.
Well, we're just being a good listener.
Yeah. We don't even
a good
respond.
Inbox, so to speak.
We don't even respond with, look, I'm hearing you, girlfriend. It's okay, we all have that sometimes.
It's like the responses that Google suggests to you.
Yeah, nothing of that sort. It's interesting that we don't even see our responses that we could have typed in these emails, right? It's not only not
true.
giving us the option.
It's like we never responded.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't. Maybe that's our relationship.
Yeah, our relationship with everyone.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, then we have one from Amy Rose, next job. One from Amy Rose, forward, sincerely, thank you. One from Matthew Jeffrey, which is also a colleague here, I think. A story about death.
Well, help me out, Vincent. What's the next one we haven't read?
The next one would be the next job. And then after that, sincerely, thank you. So let's go that one.
Yeah.
I feel like we've read that as well. From Mia Garcia to Amy Rose. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it means a lot.
Yeah, I think we heard this, but it's very edifying.
Yeah. And maybe what happened here is that...
Save game stuff?
Yeah, the save game saves at the top of the day.
Yeah, possibly.
So let's see.
Well, it's fine. Then we just give it a quick one, Vincent. Do you agree? Do the same guy over again?
Yeah, basically. I'm just looking at the next job. Here are the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. Yeah, okay. The family was very happy with you. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval. An elderly man, died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming.
That was the first real embalming job, I think. Yeah. And let's just quickly get through it.
Okay, I'll get right on it. There he is. We are all dressed up.
When did we start? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just do it. This is the fun part, Vincent. Please make some squishing noises.
Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Click on the sponge and drag it over the body to clean it. Squish,
this is my
squish,
favorite
squish,
part.
Squish, 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 squish. I'm dragging. It's only the upper body though. Can't do the lower.
That's not necessary.
Click on the raver and shave him. High pass raising. There we go. In order to break rigor mortis, you have to. Yeah, okay. You just have to click.
That was yeah. There's lots of gnarly stuff here that's also very interesting.
Yeah.
It's good to make a game about. Like putting the caps in the eyes and stuff.
That's the next part.
Yeah.
Eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag on the eye cap into each socket. Bam! Bam! To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Glue it. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you will need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread over the jaw to close it. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize it. Right, I remember that part. Because that was the title of our last. It
puts the lotion, yeah, exactly. We are so witty.
Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preservative chemicals.
I remember this being difficult. Have you gotten better by now, Vincent?
I mean, it was difficult because we didn't really understand the process, right?
But now we do.
Now you need to connect the embalming machine to the additional tubing.
And start pumping.
Okay. I'm not.
That doesn't sound right, Vincent.
Look, I'm not.
What are you doing to this man? Well, he's already dead.
Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. Okay, I'm doing that. I don't. Okay, I guess I had to click on the lower part of the cannula. Okay.
Hmm.
Now we click the button, and then we massage the
Oh yeah, you massage.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure everything gets drained. Is he turning paler?
Not really.
I guess the blood already lost its color. I would assume if you're dead that happens. It's the oxygen that makes it red, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's
So
rust. The
it's-
iron is oxidizing. Isn't that the case?
and that's why it's red?
I think so. Like rust, yeah.
Really? Is that
I'm quite certain, Vincent, because in fact I am a doctor.
interesting? I didn't know that about you.
Yes,
So,
yes. I
did
know.
you recently get your doctor's degree, or?
Yes, I know all about anatomy. I mean anatomy.
Is that an animal you're talking about?
He's pumped, right?
Yeah, he is pumped for
He's
everything
pumped.
you say. Okay,
Nice.
and now I have to sewer it shut. Almost done. You need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids.
Hmm.
Click on the trucker, then click on that. Okay.
How is this done? How do you drain the organs?
Uh,
Talk me through it.
There is a trocar, which is.
What is that?
It's. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like a bigger sort of needle,
Oh, okay.
but like bigger in that it's a diameter of 1 centimeter or something like that. And I think it's supposed to be of glass. And you just ram it in there,
Poke the organs and
and
squeeze it out. Okay.
and you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duval's makeup as well as dressing and putting him in his casket.
All this
time
kind of
to
stuff,
attempt
you
the
really
funeral.
don't want this to happen to you when you're alive. But when you're dead, it doesn't matter. Funny how that works.
Yeah, no, that's a good insight. Look, I understand how you could become a doctor, I guess, okay?
Yeah.
And again, we're all dressed up, this time in funeral wear.
Okay. Yeah, normal funeral wear.
Yep.
Normal Western white people funeral wear.
Yeah. And we are at the funeral, which is apparently in the next room. And we have 3 couples and a child next to the casket that's apparently playing video games.
I remember this. Everyone was kind of bored. I like this because it was so everyday, so banal. It shows the banality of death.
Honestly, I don't remember this part at all. I'm not sure. We had one funeral, but I think that was the previous one.
Yeah, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe they were bored people as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see how these people are. Maybe they will start some drama. Somehow, I don't think so.
Okay, let's just go through them one by one. Well, one couple at a time, I guess. Okay, there are 2 people next to like a table with like sandwiches, I think.
Mhm.
And one of them says, "Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it?"
Hmm.
And the other one replies, "Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next, poof, that person is gone. Just like gone."
What did he die of, I wonder? Stroke?
I don't know. But yeah, he's an older gentleman, so
Yeah.
probably something like that. And the first one replies, "Yeah, it's weird to think about it for too long. Like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it."
Hmm.
And the second one again, "Oh, so weird. How our bodies just stop working like that."
Yeah.
And the first one, yeah. And that's it.
Really makes you think. No, I'm being slightly facetious. But that is a conversation that people have at a funeral. I think it's accurate.
Yeah, and it's one of these dialogues where it's mostly used to, where you're not really talking to the other person, but half to yourself with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I always talk like that.
Yeah. Well, you're a doctor, so.
Let's talk to more people.
Yeah. There's a couple of women next to a sofa. Let's see what they have to say. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. And that's it.
Okay. Better talk more dress code.
And then slightly older couple, like in their 50s maybe, next to the casket. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. Was he a dog?
It kind of makes it sound like that, right?
Yeah.
I hope the game designers didn't get voice lines mixed up or something.
Yeah.
Dialogue lines. We'll see. Maybe we will have to prepare a dog at some point. Probably not, because it's unhygienic.
Yeah, I don't think we would do that, but maybe. Okay, but the guy replies, he threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. Okay, so not a dog. Unless it's a very
special dog, yeah.
And that's it. Okay, now
well, this is what you are remembered for in life. You know, your mean curveballs.
And how you always wanted to spend time with your
Yeah.
children.
It does make you sad when you think about it, I think. Makes me sad.
Yeah. And now we can talk to the child who's playing video games.
He doesn't get it. Ugh.
Oh,
that's inappropriate, young man.
Yeah, is it though?
Yeah, what does he say?
He's just humming to himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine. Everyone processes differently.
Yeah. Now we can use the casket.
I don't know what you want to use it for, but okay, click on it.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
You can click on it. I still find it very weird. Like the whole room is gray and purplish, which is just the color scheme of this game. And the casket is bright gold.
Yeah, it's a valuable thing. It's like the centerpiece.
Yeah. It stands out. We just stand in front of it and bow for a moment.
Okay. Pay your respects.
Yeah. That's it. I also find it very interesting that I remember there was something in an email about writing in the, what do you call it? The book.
Guest book.
Yeah, the guest book. And we can't do that. Even though there is one.
I mean, it's not meant for us, right? Because we're always here.
Yeah, that's true. But it was in an email specifically sent to us.
But yeah, I don't remember what it said. If it said, please you sign it, maybe if you want, or it's just a general pointing out that people sign it.
No,
I feel like what this game is trying to do maybe is to just familiarize you with the process of a funeral and what happens there. And so they want to mention the guest book.
Yeah.
It's my guess.
I guess you're right. Okay, and then we can leave the funeral. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m.
That's quite a time jump, isn't it?
Yeah, the last one was October.
Yeah,
October
okay.
10th.
It's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Okay, and we have mail. From Amy Rose, cremation. And that's the next job. Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose, founder and director. Okay, and we have also from Amy Rose forward. Thank you. And I remember to start at the bottom. From Lizzie Duval to Amy Rose. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Thank you, Lizzie.
Ambiguous. Ambivalent, rather.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next one is from Jan Love to Charlie. Meet cutes for death, positive cuties. Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody new since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again at this moment.
This is confusing breaking news in this. Please go on.
Yeah. Didn't...
Yeah, maybe I misinterpreted and she's not our girlfriend.
Yeah.
We're just friends. Okay.
But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day, so maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea? Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothic aesthetics. Are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing.
She's right.
Mom ran over. I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared of when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who's as much of a weirdo as I am.
Okay, best friend. There you go.
Yeah. Miss you. Let's grab a bottle of wine for you for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. And then Jen L, museum curator.
I wonder if that exists. It probably does.
What?
Like captaindate.com, where you can meet your first mate.
Cut out. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's not called Dead Meat. I don't know. I kind of want to know. But not now.
We can Google it later.
I mean, what if these people are probably pretty cool. Maybe, yeah, I'll make a note for me when...
I'll send you an email about it.
Yeah.
And the next one is from Matthew Jeffrey, forward Sequi coming late, sorry. Oh, paycheck.
Oh.
That makes so much more sense. Coming late, sorry. To Charlie. I don't... Wait. Okay, starting from the bottom. From Amy Rose to Matthew Jeffrey. Hey Matthew, this is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Take care, Amy Rose, founder and director. And then a message from Matthew Jeffrey to us. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking the Hershey through the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone. And swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? Beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the Hershey through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes.
That's funny.
Yeah. He might also be a good candidate for the dead meat.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. That's interesting, though. But he really just commented on the financial mismanagement. Not sure what the consequences are of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that was a thing on that TV show 6 Feet Under as well, where they run a funeral home. The competition with the big chain funeral services, and how the family businesses can't survive. Yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because we already know that this is a pretty short game. I wonder if this is like
the end.
The end.
Will
yeah.
just get closed down, maybe.
Yeah. But no, I hope not.
I'm hoping for something more twisty.
Yeah. We have one last email from Funerals Monthly.
Okay.
LGBTQ funerals. Respect. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our mails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut, are buried under the wrong names and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcement. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect and care. And this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fatal Death Reporting offers the fraud directive: enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. And that's the end of the quote. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues, since bodies can be so different, and because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased gender identity as they lived it. So, a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So, what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into our office. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around the same-sex marriage. But this does not mean you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If your funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. And that's it.
All right. It does leave me though wondering how like I'm not quite clear on the practical steps, because it is an interesting question. You want to get the right pronoun, but how do you actually find out now? Right? We can't rely exactly on biology. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We can't, but we can't just rely on the relatives either. And if in the absence of a will of the person who specifies it, what do you actually go on? I'm not sure.
Well, I think what it's trying to say is just listen to the people who survived the disease and hope that you get a clue to it.
Yeah, so there is no clear-cut way, because they might be lying.
Yeah,
it said that as well.
Right. But I would.
Yeah.
I somehow expect, even if they are lying and it's a bit weird, you get the feeling that it's a bit weird.
Maybe, yeah.
Or there's a spouse or whatever that goes against the grain and against what the larger family says or whatever. But yeah, maybe we have a case at hand.
Maybe, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, so cremation. Okay, I'm on it.
Yeah, the breast cancer woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and we have a woman in a sarcophagus? No, what's it called?
Well, that would be a thing where you put corpses in. Do you mean body bag?
No, it's like the wooden box. Is that actually a sarcophagus?
Well, that sounds a bit fancy, right?
Yeah, that's
I think
like,
you would call it a casket.
Yeah, a casket, right. Like, yeah.
She's not a pharaoh.
Well, we don't know that, Linus. We haven't.
We don't want to make assumptions about people. Okay, we haven't asked the relatives yet. Okay, we haven't done a cremation before, right?
No. Before we cremate Miss Hall, we'll need to prepare her body. I should also say, compared to Mr. Duval, who was undressed, at least the upper part of the body, she is not. She is in a dress and she has jewelry, and I think we're about to remove that. So it says, Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process, as to not damage them.
Huh.
Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. Okay. It said that they bought stuff for it. And I'm not quite sure why, if it's getting removed. Did the family see her before it?
Well, I don't know. Did it say bought or brought? Maybe they, brought her in with clothes on and jewelry and stuff. Maybe they just didn't know that it will get removed.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe
possibly.
no one needs to tell them. Maybe that's fine.
Right. I mean, it would be a bit weird if they brought, like, her naked body.
Yeah, then
I
in that case, who
guess.
dressed her?
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
click and drag the necklace and place it on the purple tray. We will place the necklace in the urn with Mrs. Hall's remains later.
Oh, okay.
We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remain after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it in the coffin. Great. Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. Okay. And
So hold on, is she still wearing clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. And
So those can burn, I guess.
yeah. Now we have a big yellow button that we can press. And the casket is rolling
Push
in.
her into a furnace.
Furnace, yeah.
Okay.
And she was rolled in, and now we had to cut, and now there's a urn next to the furnace.
Okay.
And we can click it. And this is the cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. Using the cremulator, we'll break these bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Click on the urn and drag it in the cremulator under the nozzle. So there. Click and drag the bone fragments and drop them into the top of the cremulator. Okay, one by one. There's rip. And
I guess the flesh and stuff that just evaporates. Body's mostly water, right?
yeah, 70%, right?
Something like that.
Oh
yeah.
God, Miles, it has weird physics. It's not really weird physics.
It's got a physics engine for you to put
got-
bone chunks. into
Yeah,
the
and now
thing.
I have a skull, Marius. I shouldn't be doing this.
Oh,
I'm gonna stop. This feels weird.
is the skull still intact?
Not anymore,
Okay,
because I just shredded this.
that's weird. That means you could have people burn your deceased, and then you just keep their skeleton.
I don't think you have a perfect skeleton at the end of it.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like you have still pieces of wood in the fire at the end of the fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not so neat.
Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back onto the counter. I shall do that. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the urn. Click on the necklace and drag it into the urn. The urn? Oh, okay. Don't forget the tag. Click on the round identification tag and drag it to the urn. Last step, click on the urn's lid. Okay.
Close the urn.
All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. Okay, and we're back in our funeral wear. And outside we go. Or to the next room, I guess. Okay. And we have 6 people.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them in pairs, and the other standing alone. And then the urn next to some flowers, as promised.
Okay.
So
Let's hear some funeral chatter.
so again, there are 2 women standing in front of the same sandwiches. I hope it's not the same sandwiches. And one of them says, "This is nice in a weird way. She'd like that we are all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together." And the other one replies, "The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect." And that's it. And on to the next couple. And one of them says, "Glad she was cremated and not in like an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have." And the other one, "At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that." Okay, and then we have the 2 solo people. One of them is standing next to the urn, just shaking his or her head. Or their head. And they say, "She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once." That's it. And then the other person, "She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. Oh, crap. We need to change the
fucked
music.
up, Vincent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God damn, we're barely here for 2 months and it's already going down the drain.
Put on some good music.
Can I change the music anyway? No, there's no option.
Put on some Ray Charles.
Yeah, some funk. Hit the road check.
Right.
We can pay the respects. And we leave.
We're very good at this game.
February 14th,
Wow, 2 months.
10 a.m. We got mail.
Let's read it.
Okay. Oh, damn. First one is news about the future of Rose and Daughter's funeral home by Amy Rose.
Yeah, come on. Bad news first.
Hi all. It is with a heavy heart that I write to let you know, to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business.
Oh, fuck.
And then in parentheses, I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I Googled told me that would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct, but remorseful, Google said. And then she continues, the truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our service. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. And you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are, that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought. Or I sold. Either way, soon Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters, starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though, honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image. That it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that. But I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I admittedly didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Sincerely, Amy Rose, founder and director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home.
Is she gonna stay on? Is she gonna remain being our boss, or is she just gonna take the money and fuck off?
Wasn't she saying something about losing energy? So I'm
to run this tough business, but if like advertising and I don't know, negotiating with suppliers is done by the big corporation, maybe it's easy. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
it sounds to me like she's not gonna stay.
No, I would expect her to either stop or just use this as a launchpad to invest less and less time, or spend less and less time working.
Yeah, I mean, we also don't know how old she is.
Yeah, but I can tell you there's a little picture of her.
Oh.
And she has white hair and glasses, and she looks a little older. So.
Okay. Well, it happens. That's business. How ironic that we are a mortician and the thing that dies is our funeral home.
Yeah.
Well, not quite. It gets bought, I guess.
Yeah.
Wonder how things are going to change around here.
I wonder if you find out. Next one is Amy Rose. Forward. Thank you so much. So the original message was from Margareta Hall to Amy Rose. Hi, Amy. I am so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our requests for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you, again, from the bottom of my heart. Sincerely, Margareta.
Everyone's happy.
The next one would be about the next job, crematation pacemaker, question mark.
Oh.
But let's skip that one for now and go on to forward. I don't know what to do, from Amy Rose. And the original message is from Ryan Garcia. I don't know what to do. Hi Amy. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles I should reach out. And you would know somebody I could talk to about all of this. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full good life and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now. But I feel empty. I never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough, with work and the will, and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me that it will be okay. Thank you. And I'm sorry for being an inconvenience, Ryan.
That's Garcia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is back from the first woman we treated.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And then she forwarded that message to us. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today. Not my usual self. And it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. Amy Rose, founder and director.
Alright, he's kind of pushing it off onto us. But I guess I at least I help gladly. Honestly, Amy sounds a bit down on her luck.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit indeed out of energy.
Yeah. Also, I guess it's a valid point that as a funeral director, we should know counselors and
yes, and
others.
develop these kinds of skills.
Yeah. But again, we can't reply. So,
that's not what this game is about.
Yeah, I guess Ryan is just down on his luck and he has to deal with it himself.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope it is taken care of.
Okay. Next one is from Jen Love. A challenger approaches.
Okay.
Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years. But I must have gotten rusty. Anyways, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go when one of us is in town next. Jen L, museum curator.
All right, that's very fun.
Yeah.
But not at all the mood that we must be in right now. How inappropriate.
Well,
I wish we could send her like a complaining email.
Yeah, but I guess it's also
not part of the game. And this is what you're saying is this is part of being a funeral director, to be able to walk different sort of tonalities and moods.
Yeah, but also not only part of being a funeral director, I also see like
part of being a human being.
Part of like the grieving process, that you have moments where you're
lighthearted.
You are lighthearted, even though it feels like you shouldn't be at the moment.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Last one is funerals monthly.
Oh, that one.
Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. Okay. You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution and generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural crematories are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly it's that the bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment. Just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore and preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we are gone. We here at Funerals Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. Well...
No, we're not gonna reply.
Nope. We would if we could, but we can't, so we shan't.
Yeah. Those are some real the more you know emails. Always very didactic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And on to the new job.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got an email from Amy Rose, forward cremation, pacemaker, question mark. Hi Charlie, please see the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. And below that is an email from Mariana Reyes. Hi Amy, you asked if there were any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Thanks, Maria. Or Mariana.
Okay. It's cremation with a twist.
Yeah. We can reply with an auto response. Sounds good. I'll take care of it.
At least we reply to that.
Yeah, that's the only one we do all
And
the time.
does that immediately push you to the next screen?
Yeah. Before I do that, I want to see. Yeah. Okay. We always have two tabs open, right? And usually that's the
Oh, that's the homepage, right?
that's the homepage.
Yeah.
In this case, can you guess what it is?
Page not found?
Nope.
No. I mean, has it changed to like the corporation thing?
Nope.
Oh no! It's Minesweeper, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Can you play it?
Let's see. Left click dig.
Good thinking, Vincent.
Left click dig and right click flag. Okay, let's see.
It's a game within a game. Oh my god. Wouldn't it be kind of ironic if this little Minesweeper minigame is much more fun than the actual Mortician's Tale game?
It would be okay. I can't click on the numbers. That annoys me. Have I told you that I'm actually quite okay at Minesweeper?
Oh, I'm sure you're an expert.
Oh no, I fucked up. We died.
Oh,
Mainly
how
because
ironic.
I didn't want to play this game for
Who's
5
gonna
minutes.
do our funeral, Vincent, if we died?
Yeah.
Who will mourn us?
Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna busy myself with this.
No, we have someone to cremate, Vincent. Yeah. We have a job to do. Get off the computer.
Okay.
And rip out that pacemaker.
Well, there's another body in another casket. Mr. Rice came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Rice has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine.
Makes sense.
And we definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing Mr. Rice's pacemaker. Click and drag the scalpel over the heart to make an incision.
Oh, that's almost like a medical procedure. Almost like a doctor, except our patient is already dead.
Yeah, we can't really fuck up here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You see the pacemaker. Click on the forceps. Click and drag the pacemaker out of the heart. Good.
It's just there, huh?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's like, is it just like a Walkman in his chest? I don't know what a pacemaker looks like.
I can tell you, it is basically, in this case at least, like a tiny, almost looks like a silver dollar. It's round and it has like
one of those flat batteries.
Yeah, it's silvery and has a heart on it.
Just in case you didn't know what this was that you found in this man's chest.
It's sort of like a puzzle, right? If you have to reassemble him, you know, okay, this one
goes in the heart. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny if you find more coins with other symbols on them?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's like a tiny wire next to it. Okay, put the forceps away, then place the round identification tag in the coffin. There we go. Mr. Rice is all set to cremate now. I can click the button again.
Yeah, we know how this works. And then you have to grind down the bone chunks.
Yeah, while that's cremating, can I go back to my... No, it's cutting again, damn it.
Play some Crypt Sweeper.
Yeah. Okay, and we have an urn. Using the cremulator, we'll break these bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Okay. You know how that works. And I shall not fuck around with the skull. And we put the urn back. Set in the round identification tag. Alright. And that's all done. And we will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. And onwards to the funeral.
Right. Was the dressing up ever relevant? Not really, right? We just always dress the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start with a couple on the couch. One of them says, "Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father?" No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. The first one again.
Go ahead.
The first one again. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. And that's it.
Yeah. Regrets and unfinished business.
Yeah.
It's also a thing when people die.
Oh, yeah. Next couple. What do you want to do after this? And the other one says, "It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio." Patio, right. Somewhere?
There's always people being bored and being sort of every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated... ... And that's the end of that. Yeah. I'm not sure if I understand that as being bored or if they need time for themselves rather than...
But, I mean, these in particular didn't sound like they were very attached.
Okay, fair enough.
But in general, yeah, one might mistake that for being, maybe people just need a moment to distract themselves.
Yeah.
Any more?
Yeah, I'm just, thinking about funerals I went to.
I've never been to a funeral.
Never?
Never.
No, I've been to 2 funerals for my grandfather on my father's side and then for my grandmother on my mother's side.
Yeah.
And
when you were there, you went like, "Hey, can I get a beer? Is there a patio?"
No, not really.
I didn't think so.
I remember the time at my grandmother's. There were a lot of people and there was we were in the church and that was sort of tense because there were family troubles and part of the family is not talking to another part of the family and
oh shit. Oh yeah, that must be tense at a funeral because then you kind of have to get together.
Yeah, and then for some reason they made the priest throw around shade basically at one side of it. Was a mess.
Really? Wow, that sounds like a mess. Although to me, because this is my personality, it also sounds deviously entertaining.
It was, but for me, because I'm not really involved, like
okay, you weren't on either side of the warring family parties.
Yeah, I hadn't. I mean, that was, I don't know, like 15 years ago.
We're a neutral party.
Yeah, and I don't know, that don't really know the other part of the family that we are not supposed to talk to.
Because you never talk to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know them.
Yeah.
Because I've never talked to them. And after that, it was in the apartment of my uncle. There was like a get-together, and we like the what do you call it?
The wake.
The wake, exactly. And that was quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was very lively, and there were a lot of people on a pretty small area. So yeah, it was nice, good food, and we talked a lot about her and her quirks and all that.
Right. Sounds like many of these funerals that we have accompanied.
Yeah, but I can also imagine that in that case especially, I mean, it's been a while, so I don't really remember how I felt at that time, but I can imagine that if that can be a bit much at times. So I can imagine myself going, okay, how can I get out of this for the moment, or what can I do after this, where I have just a way to sit down with my spouse or whatever and talk in like this small group of just us two. So
Sure.
I can understand that as well. Anyway,
Are there more people to talk to?
yes, there's a man next to the urn, was looking down, shaking his head, and he says, I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. So again,
Guess that killed him.
yeah. Regret? Not really a regret. He did tell him. And then one last person. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not.
Well, you never asked, I guess.
Yeah. And then we pay our respects. And then we leave. February 28th.
Same month, okay.
And right before the owner changes, right?
Oh, yeah? What was the date when it changes?
The start of the next month.
I see, okay. Yeah, because February has fewer days.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
And we got mail as...
You've got mail.
Uh-huh. Okay, 4 mails. The first one, Amy Rose. Forward, thank you. The original message is from Mariana Reyes. Reyes. Hi, Amy. I just wanted to thank you for the service the other month and apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me, and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Mariana.
Interesting. Not supposed to die. Yeah, you would think that. But I did notice that she wrote, just cremate my so-and-so, right? It did feel like a bit glib. But yeah, that's also part. People don't always, act or react in the most appropriate ways in such situations.
Yeah. I also find it interesting that this mail is also quite abrupt.
Yeah, she's still in it. She's still grieving.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy, Mariana. So no best regards, no anything in that kind.
She's struggling.
Yeah. Well, I hope she gets better. But it usually does with time. Okay, the next one is regarding our next job, and it reads, Forward, our son. Oh boy. So the original message from Manuel Scott to Amy Rose. Good day, Miss Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what you really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for payment, we'll bring a check. Manuel Scott.
Oh, there's some conflict here.
Oh yeah. And then the message from Rose. Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront this situation. Yet, anyways, they are never easy. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney, or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes. So his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we are hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. I'm here if you need me.
Do we actually get to decide?
Yeah, we can reply with either yes, I'm comfortable with this, or no, I'm not comfortable.
Well, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's sad, but there is also, I think you can have the view that at least, now that person is dead, and now we can do something to console the living.
Okay, for a moment there, I heard you just say, at least another person is dead.
No, yeah, okay, maybe I did say that, I don't know. But yeah, what I mean is, like, even, I'm not saying, I wish we could do what this person wanted.
Yeah, me too.
But I also recognize that the effect of giving the family what they want may be to console, maybe a part of consoling the immeasurable grief they must be feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Even especially with the suicide, I think those people might not be, they're not on their best of times.
Yeah.
This might be them calling their son like not right in the head, not doing what he wanted. Well, this may be their lowest point in their life, and they might be at their weakest and most confused.
Mm-hmm.
So it's difficult. Can be too quick to judge people.
Yeah, I would like more information, but in this case, I agree with you. Like, I hope he didn't do anything disfiguring to himself. Where I would argue that an open casket maybe isn't the right choice for the family.
Right.
But assuming that's not the
But
case.
like in this game, I don't expect that at all. I mean, it hasn't been super graphic so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But before we click on either one and end this email tree, let's
Here's another one.
go on to from Jen Love. Mushrooms. And it reads in all caps, "You hate mushrooms so much. I found the perfect thing for you." I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker. Look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it. And I'm writing you on my phone, so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyway, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix. Like mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovations happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead. Am I right? Janelle, museum curator.
She's cool. I wish she was our girlfriend. I changed my mind. Now that she's not complaining all the time, I really like her. Because, that's fun. I wouldn't want to be buried in a mushroom suit, but sure. It's a cool idea. Why not just go naked, though? It's also biodegradable.
Yeah, because it's, I guess, making it faster. Have you seen Hannibal, like the series?
No. I heard it's good, though.
Yeah, I've watched the first...
Does he wear a mushroom suit?
No, like the first, whatever episodes I watched the first season, and it's always like a killer with Will Graham solving the murder, and one of them is, or in one of them they find corpses that are somewhere in a forest, and the killer basically like put them in a coma, and then sprayed them or whatever, and basically made mushrooms eat them alive.
Oh, okay. But while they were in a coma.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a weird way to go.
It's pretty graphic, yeah.
Yeah, okay. They probably look horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting that she's into that, but okay.
Makes sense with her, though.
Yeah.
She's a bit,
Also,
wild.
I hope she's thinking about that as if she's already dead, that would probably be a pretty cool way to go.
Yeah, I don't like the whole being eaten alive by mushrooms part.
No, not really.
Mushrooms are weird, man. They're like the largest organisms on the planet. Did you know that?
Yeah.
There's
they're
like a mushroom as
huge.
big as North America, I think. That's an exaggeration.
Yeah.
But it's close.
Well, you're a doctor, so I can't argue with you.
Not a doctor of mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have one last email. Funerals monthly.
Ah, my favorite.
Things to avoid saying at funeral. Well, that's easy because we haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Welcome back. Now, we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this.
When you said that, sorry, I thought that was already one thing not to say, like welcome back. Yeah, sorry. Please go on.
What not to say at a funeral? Oh, God, yeah, I just got it. Oh, that. Mm-hmm. I get
Yeah.
what you're saying.
I'm excited to hear this list.
First one, don't say welcome back ever. What not to say at a funeral? We know figuring out the right things to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people, but fortunately we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what not to say to someone who is grieving. So here it is, Funerals Monthly Top 5 Things to Not Say at a Funeral.
Hit me.
First one, at least they are no longer suffering.
Oh, really? That's interesting. I would have thought that's okay.
Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be that jerk and just don't say it.
Yeah, I think they have a point.
Yeah, I agree. It's dicey. The second one, were they saved? No religious statements. Just don't.
Yeah, I
Why?
agree.
Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is it not always comforting, it can also be insulting. Yep, I agree as well. Yeah. Next
What
one.
if the answer is no? Think about that.
Did you
That would be
know?
awkward.
Of course he
Were they
wasn't
safe? No. Did you know? Did you see his browser history? No way. Okay.
The next one, there with the angels now. Yeah, see above the
Well,
note.
that's kind of the same.
Rinse and repeat.
Same shit.
Yeah. Fourth one, let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them. Take them to their favorite restaurant or buy tickets to see a movie together. Yeah, I've heard that before, that it's like a really good idea to just bring food along.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've also heard about that, and I've seen that being done. But this point, I would argue, is also really just good life advice. This is generally true for people.
Yeah, just
like even if
always-
you're just in a kitchen with someone helping them cook food or whatever, don't ask like, "Oh, is there anything I can do?" Sorry, Vincent, I know you have done this. I have done this as well to
Yeah.
people, but still, I stick to this rule. If you offer, be specific, right?
Yeah.
If you want to help at all, it's okay not to help too sometimes, but like, yeah, I like this advice.
Yeah. Agree.
What's the fifth one?
The last one, I know how you feel.
Oh yeah, that's kind of condescending.
Yeah. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Just say, I'm sorry, if you don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes it's enough just to be with people and not be triggered in the same way they are being triggered.
Yeah. Yeah, I think also it's just being there.
Yeah.
It
Not
helps a
making
lot.
things worse.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is a good list. I also wish they had a list of top 5 things to say at a funeral, but maybe that's a bit
I think that's very situational.
Tone deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, they have a top one thing to say at a funeral.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
At least we're not a cop. Okay. So we are comfortable with this, right? The suicide.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like I said that a bit too joyfully. Sorry. I meant to say, yeah, I'm comfortable.
Okay, I'll accept that. Let's take a look here. The deceased family has asked for an open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Clean Mr. Scott's body. I should also mention it's not apparent how he died.
Mm-hmm.
Squish, 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 squish. I'm cleaning.
This is what you did before, right?
Yep.
Just yeah.
Shave the body.
Mm-hmm.
Shaving. Now we break the rigor mortis by messaging. Insert eye caps. Yes. Glue shut. Put cotton balls in his mouth. So shut. Moisturize.
It's amazing how you have this process down, Vincent. You could be a funeral director.
I don't think it would be as easy as it's made out.
You think?
Make an incision into the neck. Yeah, no, sure, I could make an incision. I mean, what could possibly go wrong,
You
right?
can't kill anyone.
Right. I mean, I can disfigure people, but apart from that, nah.
Yeah, but you also would have the tools to reconstruct them immediately.
If I would know how to use them.
Yeah.
Which I
I
don't.
think if people have real, like, serious head trauma and stuff, then this becomes a real art. Because you have to kind of take pictures and reconstruct their face. I know this from that show 6 Feet Under.
Yeah, I also think there's a lot of makeup skills going into them.
Yes, exactly.
Which, like, I don't have at all.
Yeah, in 6 Feet Under, they once had an employee she used to be a cosmetics person, I think.
Oh, okay, and that was like her specific job.
No, then she switched careers to
Okay.
funeral stuff, but that those skills helped.
Yeah, but don't you actually need a doctor's degree to do all this stuff?
No, absolutely not. I don't think so. Like you're thinking of a coroner,
Oh yeah, right.
or like people who do autopsies.
Yeah.
The funeral people don't determine cause of death and stuff.
Right.
So it's a different kind of art.
That was weird. Okay. I think I just found a bug, but
Really?
it was only there for a moment. Yeah. Now I'm draining the organs, and instead of one tube, there was a second tube just right above it. And as soon as I
That's not the natural part of funeral preparation.
yeah, it just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All done. Mike will take care of Mr. Scott's makeup. There we go. As well as dressing and putting him in his casket. All right. I guess we're on to the funeral. Now I wonder what they say about this
Yeah, this will be interesting.
young man.
And let's go to him and say, at least he's safe now.
Yeah, he's with the angels now.
I know how you feel. Let me know if I can help.
Please stop.
It's a funny list if you follow it. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a couple grieving on the couch. Let's see what they have to say. Quiet sobs. Well, I think they're doing it right. One of them is grieving and the other one is either comforting or grieving in their own way by comforting. And then there's a woman on the chair and she says, I wish we were closer. Wow, I still can't believe this is real. My baby brother. I should have played more games with him when he passed. That's it. And then there's a couple next to the casket. And one of them says, I heard it wasn't going to be an open casket. And the other one replies, I'm surprised it's public. Usually funerals for these these circumstances are more private. And last couple, I still can't believe he did it. I feel like I should have known, been able to do something to stop it. And the other one replies, there was no way to know. You can't blame yourself. You wouldn't have wanted that. I know. Just, it hurts. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's very common for suicides, right? People blaming themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
I think. I don't know.
but yeah, I haven't actually been to any suicide funerals. I hope I
I'm
won't
trying to
be.
think. I don't know anyone who killed themselves.
Well, let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
We paid our respects, and that's it. March 3rd, 10:45 a.m.
Now with the new funeral home company.
Nothing has changed in the room so far.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. We got mail. We make our way
Charlie,
up.
you're fired.
Okay. From Chet Grant to Rose and Daughter staff.
Oh, chat, is it, huh?
Yeah. Welcome. We are pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. They will be another institution among hundreds of other properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on. Okay.
That's how it's written?
Yeah, glad to be leading the way
Okay.
for Rose and Daughters.
I don't know if this is intentional.
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it could be intentional to be like, oh, look, this guy made a typo. But
Yeah,
he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would make a typo.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
It says Chet Grant, CEO and Managing Funeral Director, Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc., Rose and Daughters Division.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not quite as nice as that lady.
No, not quite as familiar.
Yeah, and he expects it to be followed impeccably.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see those instructions.
Yeah. Well, the next one would be from Matthew Jeffrey.
Okay, let's
What
read that
the
one.
hell? Can I just say first off that this is bullcrap? Knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they are monitoring our emails now. No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. Right,
Hey,
Marius?
there you go. Calling it out.
And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their bullshit practices. They're colder than the corpses I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charges this much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitative. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and emails aren't really the most appropriate places to do this. Too late for me, I guess. Matthew J., Funeral Director. P.S. If you are reading this, Hillside Overlord, good.
That's funny. It's not what I would expect, because I would expect, because they are a large corporation, that the funerals are much cheaper, dirt cheap. And that's how they, push out all the competition.
Yeah.
But okay.
Huh. I mean, there was something about how they could offer more...
More bombastic funerals.
Yeah.
But like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But who really wants that, right? Is that how you select? I would say most people go by price, and they check out, is it proper?
Yeah, by price and by type, sort of, right?
Sure, and like, cultural stuff, religious stuff.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I know that, for example, the casket is a big part in all this.
Yeah, that's true.
And they can be pretty pricey. And if you have like twice the room to display different caskets, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll also get paid more, right?
I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have from Chat Grant, forward cremation. Charlotte, below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you are done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. And below that is cremation from Leosko? Ionosko? I'm not sure if that's an I or an L.
Okay.
I guess it's an I, so Ionesco.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Thank you, Leia.
Oh, this one might be an early one.
Yeah, from the message, it could be, but I would be surprised in this game.
Yeah, me too. But we'll see.
We'll see here. Okay, so that leaves us with one mail from Jen Love and one from Funerals Monthly.
Okay.
I just realized that we got 2 mails from Funerals Monthly in 1 month, February.
You're right.
Anyway.
Wow, that's a good observation, Vincent. Yeah.
Okay. Jen Love to Charlie. Forward, you're invited to attend Death Cafe. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work I have to do with an inguinal hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection, and you can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you the link when we have it catalogued. ... What is my life? What is this sentence I just typed? But anyways, this event that I'm forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Also, we do reply apparently. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death-positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe space. And the invitation reads, from Death Cafe to subscriber, you're invited to attend the Death Cafe. Come increase awareness of death with a view to help people make the most of their finite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, when people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity. See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Tuesday.
The Upside Down Jar?
Yeah.
That's the joint? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Funny, yeah. Jen is such a death hipster. It's amazing.
Yeah, she is. I love it.
Yeah, she really wants to get us out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I think Charlie might not be doing so well.
No. But
restless, huh?
I wonder why, because we don't know anything about Charlie.
Well, I mean, with the change in leadership at her place of work,
yeah,
that might be a thing. Yeah, but we do know very little about our own character.
Actually, I wonder if it's related to our decision to take on the suicide.
That's a very interesting point, Vincent. I don't think so, just because of how I see this game. And
yeah, probably
what the game does.
Well,
I don't think it branches that much.
Yeah, probably not.
But that would be cool.
One last email to go through. Funerals Monthly.
Right.
Different funeral traditions. Didn't we read that one?
I feel like there was stuff on that topic in the first one, yeah.
Yeah. Funeral rites, even in our own culture, may be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. All right.
They have already been established to be shaky writers at best.
Right, I remember. For many people, all they know of our funeral traditions are what they've seen in media. But, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with the death, but the goal is almost always the same: offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. In Judaism, interment usually begins immediately after somebody has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparations for burials begin as soon as possible in Muslim traditions, as well. Local Islamic community organizations are often involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral services and burial. But not all practices are strictly religiously focused. In the aughts, in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink drastically, causing a law to be passed that required families to remove the loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink or black, called death beads. This also occurs in North America, Europe and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issues in graveyards and the expenses of cremations. And not all practices are somber either. Ever heard of the turning of the bones, or Famadia Dihana? A ritual by the Malagasy people of Madagascar. Famadihana has families returning to an ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. This practice is a celebration, remembrance, and way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean there isn't beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. I've never heard that.
Do they dance with the bodies?
I guess so, yeah. Dancing with the bodies to lively music.
Yeah, that seems very morbid to my sentiments, but also weirdly natural. I've heard about monkeys grieving in this way, like when a mother loses her child monkey, that she will like cling to the body for a while and like, throw it up in the air and catch it like she's playing with a child.
Yeah.
And that's also really grotesque in a way, but that's probably the natural grieving process.
Yeah, what's weird to me about this is I don't really have a time frame they do that for, because families return to an ancestral crypt. Like,
oh, you think it's a regular thing?
Yeah, how often do they do that? And
oh man,
like how far back does this go? Like, are there like the
skeletons?
Yeah, basically, are there skeletons from like 5-6 generations ago?
You'd think they would not. At some point, they wouldn't be able to dance anymore.
Yeah, but they are wrapped in cloth, so
it's like a puppet.
Yeah, basically.
That is so strange. Makes me want to Wikipedia that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get the point. There are different kinds of rites, for sure.
Yeah. This seems very strange to me, but well, different culture, I guess. And okay. Now we have another cremation to get to.
Was there something special about this one?
She wanted to be cremated, and there was a bike accident, and we
the bike accident.
Expect there to be damage to the body.
Okay.
Also, just looking at the homepage.
Right.
I don't remember the original homepage, but this one feels like very plain and very information focused.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it has changed.
And we have bronze, silver, and gold packages now. The gold
that wasn't there
package.
Before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That probably determines like casket and stuff and how many flower arrangements.
Also the group of people. Yeah, best suited for groups of 25 to 50, for 50 to 100, and the best we have to offer.
Right.
Well, okay, let's get right to it. Prepare Mrs. Inesco's body for cremation.
So, is she all messed up?
She's absolutely perfectly fine. Could be alive if you ask me.
Yeah,
I mean, she has gray skin, but that's just the color scheme.
This game isn't gonna shock you, I think.
Yeah, so we remove the watch and we place the round identification tag in the coffin, and she's all set to be cremated now. And then we press the button. The bottom.
Does the tag, is that burnt up as well?
No.
That's then so you can identify the ashes easily.
Right, and it's also put in the urn.
Makes sense.
And we break down the bones. If it lets me. Oh, right. We start with the arm. And now we break down the bones.
And don't forget to put the jewelry back in.
Yeah, and the tag.
Yes.
Jewelry, tag, lid. All done.
Good job. I wonder if do you think you could fuck this up?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I just tried and it didn't work.
Okay.
I tried to mill the bones without placing the urn below it to catch the
Right.
ash, and it didn't
That would
work.
be a fuck up. Or milling the watch.
Yeah.
Or anything. Well, okay.
Ooh, there are lots of people here. There are 8 people here. Okay. Let's start as usual with the people at the refreshments. And one of them says, should we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. Okay, that's it. And there's one sitting in a chair. I'm glad I'm here. But wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. And the next pair. I have to go through all of your things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. Well, is that specific enough? I think that's specific enough, right?
Yeah, because the person was talking about something before.
No, thanks. I mean, but no. I don't know. It's so intimate. Feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Yeah. She was kind of a closed book, except to you. Yeah, she was special. Okay, then a pair next to the book. She was always so careful. Wore her helmet, signaled, used the bike lanes. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask there. This has been hard enough on them, without asking about the legal ramifications of all of this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. And one last person next to the urn. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it, seeing her body. Okay, and now we pay our respects. It's there's the urn. And back to the funeral home. March 24th, 10:30 a.m.
Same month again.
Oh, do we get another funeral monthly?
Bi-monthly by now.
Yeah. Funeral bi-monthly. It sure is there. Okay. First email from Matthew Jeffrey. Forward. Rules and Code of Conduct. Okay. So the original message is from Chad Grant, as you can expect. Rules and Code of Conduct. To Rose and Daughter staff. Hello. As stated in the previous email, here are the new rules and code of conduct I expect you to follow from now on, whilst on any premise belong to Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second, most importantly, to this is that no tattoos are to be visible. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell, i.e. always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwiches and appetizer food package.
It's like about all the stuff that we previously did.
Yeah. Our partner, Catering Concepts, provides high-quality food that will be delivered weekly from their factory and can easily be defrosted the morning of the funeral. I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effective immediately to ensure a smooth transition into the high-quality services Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. is known for. Chad Grant, CEO, Managing Funeral Director. And then from Matthew Jeffrey to Charlie. Charlie, I need a drink. Be after work. P.S. Also, I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry. And
What?
no, I will not say hangry. Ever.
That's a good one.
I can be both hungry and angry. That's what he said.
Yeah, he doesn't like this.
Yeah. I can see this whole place going downhill.
Yeah. Feels like something Charlie wouldn't want to do. Upsell caskets and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't really ever done customer support in
No.
any way. We really have never talked to anyone at all. But it seems like something you don't want to do. Also, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to hate this big corporation, but I mean, they're just doing what naturally happens if you make death into a competition, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It's the system, man.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's still wrong, but it's not necessarily the fault of the Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc.
Yeah, I mean, they're not doing anything like egregiously wrong. They're not breaking the law.
Yeah.
They're just being, kind of icky.
It still sucks. Okay, next one from Chad Grant regarding green burial policy.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, Charlotte. I have reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost efficient. All employees and subsidiaries of Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, though, so do try your hardest to convince the families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming casket and vaults instead. I trust you will ensure we do not lose any customers. Charlotte. Chad Grant, CEO.
Yeah. What I would expect, but also I find it this big corporation, it's a bit too on the nose. It's a bit maybe lazily written. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to get into evaluating the game right now. But you know what I mean? It's because I would think that the big corporation, they'd be all over this. Because they see a new, the ecology movement and stuff, and it's like a new market you can explore. And of course, you're going to come up with the greenest fucking funerals, and they're going to cost a shit ton. And you just say that, well, we have to get this past all the regulations and stuff. You come up with some stuff, and it's another market, because then otherwise you're going to lose customers.
Yeah, and there's lots you can do. Like you get a green burial, and you also get like a
organic flowers.
Yeah, or like we plant a 10-year-old tree on top of
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Something like that. And
Give
it's
back to the earth.
Ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. You would be great at this.
Well, I found my new job. See you next time.
green funerals with Vincent. Anyway, it's just kind of what comes up for me.
Yeah. I also wonder if at some point, and I hope this is not the case, at some point Jen dies.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Because, I mean, she's not only talking a lot about death, but a lot about her own death. And in the last email, at least. But she wants to be buried.
It could happen, but I somehow don't feel like this game doesn't deliver punches like that.
I agree.
But maybe at the very end, I don't know. I wonder how this game ends. Is there a twist? Was the acquisition by the Hillside Corporation the big twist? I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised I wouldn't have been surprised if it would have ended in March or at the beginning of March.
No, we have to see how it goes downhill.
Yeah.
Why it's terrible. And then I think that Charlie's just gonna quit.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, want to read our monthly?
Yeah. So we have the next the latest contract. We have one from Jen Love and the funerals monthly.
Oh yeah, let's read Jen, of course.
Okay. The headline says, Dr. Zayas ? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. I just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs. Like a human being, Charlie. It's a human being. We as a species have seen the beginning of our end. Jen L., museum curator, pathology museum.
She's not gonna die. She's brilliant.
I love Jen. Yeah, she can't die.
Yeah.
Okay. Funerals monthly. Home funerals. Why do it? The appeal of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to a funeral home. Most families aren't giving the option and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive. But isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with the loved one's body, which can help them mourn, or give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time, and you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and to see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they are economical. A traditional funeral, complete with body preparation service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. When you are able to take care of your loved ones yourself, to wash and dress them, and to organize their viewing from home, the only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation or burial itself. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it's legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die.
You mean like not in all states?
It says in all states it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die.
It kind of doesn't make sense, the sentence before then, because then why would you have to pay attention to the different states?
Well, states like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require funeral directors' involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation.
So that's where the differences start, maybe.
Yeah. Isn't the death certificate signed by a doctor?
I thought so, yeah. By the coroner or whatever.
If this is a route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones, make sure you follow everything by the book. But just know that this may be an option available to you and your loved ones if you so choose.
Okay.
It's an interesting idea to see the disease decaying as part of the grieving process.
Yeah, it said this is important for the grieving process. I agree. I disagree with that statement in its generality. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
If certain cultures want to grieve this way, if people want to grieve this way, okay. I personally don't, and I don't think that's a problem. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Just talking very practically, if I just put myself in the situation, someone close to me died, I don't want them around. No.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I
they develop smells and yeah, I mean that stuff happens, and pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think you could even have the exact opposite view, that it's important to kind of get away from the corpse and stuff. I mean, some people, they really get a grieving neurosis and they can cling to stuff.
Yeah. I think for me it would be like one last meeting basically would be important, but after that...
But that's what the funeral is, right?
Yeah,
No one is debating that.
But that's it.
Yeah.
But then again, like my grandfather died and he had like the last 2 weeks of his life were like pretty obvious that he's like very soon going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very nice that we had all the time to meet him one last time while he was alive.
I see. Yeah.
He wasn't really like he wasn't that responsive anymore.
Right.
Like he was still there certainly, and he was aware of you, but like you couldn't really talk to him.
Yeah. Okay. But
So,
I think it's still different from a
yeah,
corpse.
certainly. But I can see some of that appeal.
Yeah. I'm not trying to argue anyone out of it. Maybe a little bit, but maybe I shouldn't. It's just this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the latest contract acquisition.
Yeah.
Latest contract acquisition. This city. Charlotte. I am proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Can you please stop calling us Charlotte? Although Hillside Heritage Enterprise Inc. is being paid a decent wage from the city for these services, cremation is preferred here as it is the most cost-efficient of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver aside from cremation. Okay, let's take care of it.
Nice. It's just a factory that makes money now.
Yeah, this is great.
This is what Charlie always wanted.
Uh-huh.
But on the other hand, someone does have to take care of these people too.
Yeah, sure. But I don't know. This doesn't feel very personal.
Well, but there may be no persons there to, attend a funeral or anything. So it's all on us. We have to pay them our respects.
I guess, no. Let's pay our respects by preparing his body.
Exactly.
He doesn't seem to have any valuables on him that would be damaged during cremation. So let's just worry about putting his identification tag into the coffin with him. Okay, there we go. This gentleman is all set to be cremated now.
Easy.
Is this how the game shows us that we are starting to work in a factory where we just have less to do?
Yeah, maybe.
Just put this tag in there and you're done. And now we break down the bone fragments. Place the urn. We throw in the bones, if it lets me. And that's done. And now we add the tag and the lid. All done. But it will still be presented next to some flowers.
Okay.
So let's go to the funeral. Let's see. We are all alone.
That's cool. I mean, it's not cool, but it's like, I like that the game is doing this.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's a funeral that can happen as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also like the idea that it's not just, well, here's the urn, and let's just bury it and not talk about it. Instead, we present it as we would anybody else.
Observe the rites.
Yeah. Well, let's pay our respects. And that's it. No one to talk to. Time to leave. April 9th, 10 a.m. Let's see. Okay, from Chad Grant. Latest contract acquisition. Hospital. Hello all. We are thrilled to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. subsidiary Rose and Daughters just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us access to all of the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternity wards. We are excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives over $15 million in funding and donations annually. This will no doubt be a boon to Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. bright and sustained future. Chad Grant, CEO.
So this is about burying babies.
Yeah.
Guess that has to be done as well.
Yeah. That's not something I've been looking forward to in this game, I have to say, but still part of the
Yeah, I wonder how it's going to
cycle of
handle it. Yeah.
Okay. The next one is our next job. Forward. Home funeral for my wife. Oh, wow. Okay. This is like 5 emails. It starts with home funeral for my wife by Kofi Dimkar to Chad Grant. Dear Mr. Grant, regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden we don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. Thanks. And then Chad replied, Dear Mr. Dimka, I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you, the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package instead. I promise you, your wife's funeral with us will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was. Beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food services will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us here at Rosen Daughters make this difficult time a little easier for you. Dear Mr. Grant, okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thank you for considering us in this hard time. Best, Kofi Dimka. And then
He gave up. He didn't want to deal with it.
And then the mail to us. Charlotte, I see you were not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose this sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. This is part of your job. Okay. And then the next one is from Matthew Jeffrey. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go.
Charlie, it's official. I've put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work for and with. Don't let them defeat you, okay? P.S. I'll bring beers over next week. We can talk a bit more freely.
Developments.
Uh-huh. Well, after that, I feel like we are pretty close to quitting ourselves, right?
Yeah, I hope so, kind of. For Charlie's sake.
Yeah, either that or we're pretty close to being fired because we refuse to.
That's true. We're not doing what they want us to do.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is by Jen Love. I kissed her. Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and was equally freaked out by the possession scene, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was worried for you and I was getting worried you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw. Jason Michael, can't remember. I just really like spending time around her. I can talk about whatever I want, and there's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that, like, working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento Mori and whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just clicked. Feels good. Fun and affirming, like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. And then maybe I'll kiss her on the top of a Ferris wheel and be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email. Do you think you're going to do it? You know you have my support, 100%.
We're
no
quitting.
matter what you decide.
That's it.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, one last email, Funerals Monthly. Water everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Water cremation.
Oh. What does that mean?
Well, okay. The one thing I've heard about this is that...
Oh, you drop the ashes in the ocean?
Yeah, basically.
I see.
Even I've even heard that it's not necessarily dropping it into the ocean. It's like...
The wind picks you up, right?
Also a possibility, no, but I've heard there's a way where you get formed into a cylinder.
Oh.
And then you got shot into the ocean with a cannon.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go that way.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's see what they have to say about it. We can call it a few different things, like flameless cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide. Or perhaps more commonly, resomation. Its technical name, though, is actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever you want to call it, it's here, and it's an environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation. But for the sake of this newsletter, let's call it water cremation. We all know this traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment, the high energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gas effect being one of the chief amongst them. And water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious amongst. How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkali in water heated up very high, about 350 Fahrenheit. It basically works like a sped up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewer water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts. Not a bad alternative for those who don't want the death to have any greater impact on the environment than necessary.
That's not what I was thinking of at all. That
Not
sounds
at all.
like putting people into an acid vat.
Yeah.
But I guess it's not. Well, it's alkaline. I don't know what it is chemically, but I guess, yeah, makes sense. Sure, why not?
Yeah, we're basically being asked to play Breaking Bad, right? Didn't they?
Jesse put someone in his bathtub, and then the bathtub kind of ate through the floor. And stuff.
Right. I remember that. One thing I just noticed is the second tub is different again.
Oh yeah.
Can you guess what it is?
Oh, like a letter of resignation or something?
No. Think more next opportunities.
Well, a different funeral home?
Register a business.
Oh, she's opening her own?
I guess so.
Oh, wow.
If you're interested in starting a funeral service business, you may need the following permits and licenses.
Oh, she's taking on the fight against the big corporations.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. That's cool.
Okay.
Good luck to you, Charlie.
Yeah, I hope that works out. And I hope we kick Chad Grant out of a job. Wahaha.
Well, no, I hope
yes,
that
Marius, no, we don't like him. We hate him.
No,
he's a terrible
think
person.
about this, Vincent. He's gonna work for us. He can come work at our home.
God, no.
He clearly has a way with people, obviously.
Yeah, he just needs the right...
He needs the right motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's next?
Next is the wife of Kofi Dimka. And we say...
Yes, who wanted a home funeral.
Right, and
yeah.
Chad convinced him
Got
to get
talked
a
into
traditional.
Okay.
Yeah, sure
Well,
thing. I'll get right to it.
She's also being cremated?
No, she's not. It's a traditional burial.
I see.
Which is way more work for us.
Yes.
The deceased family has asked for an open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Squish, 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 squish. Rigor mortis. Can do that. Insert eye caps. Glue them shut. Cotton balls.
You got this down. Down
Yeah.
to science.
I should open a funeral hospital after this.
Yeah, you know all about how to do it. You
Yeah.
know the top 5 things not to say?
Right?
You can offer people green burials.
Yeah. Seems easy.
What more do you need? Charlie's doing it.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
Just click that and click the button. Alright, now I have to message. Yeah, I mean, even the tools are pretty easy. Like glue, I can get that everywhere.
Yeah.
A sponge, pff, easy. Razor, I have those at home.
You could use equipment for like brewing beers and stuff.
Right.
The faucets.
Yeah. And that way I could even have some fun while the machine is running. So that's
Right. If the funeral business, if people just aren't dying, just brew some beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that even helps them dying in a way. If they drink enough.
Yeah, some people, if you drink too much.
Here you go. Now we close the incision and poke her. Oh no, it's not a bug. I can just... Okay, Marius, I'm a power gamer, you know this. I can, with one click of a button, drain 2 organs at once.
Oh wow.
If I hit exactly in the middle of the 2 organs.
Oh my god. That's an interesting thing to discover. Congratulations. You've aced Mortician's Tale.
Yeah.
That's the trick you need to speedrun this game.
All done. Okay. Mike will take care of it. Okay. On to the funeral. Open casket and plenty of people. So let's talk to the first pair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. That's it. Okay. I was expecting there to be a comment on the food not being good or something, but...
It's probably good, though.
Yeah, probably. Just expensive. The next pair... It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. Would be good to stretch my legs. That's done. And next pair. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. I know, honey, but what that chat guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I just want Mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. Shit, it's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah, I'm going to miss her. Me too.
It's sad.
Yeah. And the last pair. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Oh, hey, what did you think of that trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I've heard that show is so good. I saw a video of the one kid actor doing karaoke. Huh. Now I wonder if the room actually changed. I think the pictures, one of the pictures might have changed, but apart from that, I don't really think so.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's supposed to now seem more impersonal here, but people have always talked about random, unrelated stuff on these funerals.
Yeah.
But of course, in this case, yeah, not giving them a home funeral, that probably, changed things a little.
Yeah, maybe it's just related to that this feels impersonal because it's in some unknown building.
Yeah, and they didn't want that.
Yeah. Okay, let's pay the respects. And let's start our own funeral home.
Is that the next step?
No, that's August 30, 9 a.m. It's just the next step was leaving the room.
Okay. Music's changed, though.
We're in a different room now.
Ooh.
An office.
Nice.
Uh-huh. And
do you still get mails?
Yeah, I'm just wondering because the outfit is. I think that's the first time we've seen Charlie in a not either a outfit for funerals or for like dealing with the body.
Right.
But I might be wrong on that.
She's wearing business casual.
Yeah, exactly. From Amy Rose. Congratulations. Charlie dear, I am so proud of you. I knew there was something special in you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. If there's anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I am always happy to help. Best wishes, Amy Rose. P.S. I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor.
Nice. Thanks, Amy.
Uh-huh. He's on board. The next one is from Matthew Jeffrey. You'll never believe what new job I am working on now. Open this email to find out. Hey, Charlie. When I first became a Hershey driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering. It was sympathizing. I respectfully disagreed. And thankfully I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as a, wait for it, bus driver, a school bus driver, Charlie. Can you believe that? Pretty sure if I said the most important job of my life wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately.
Yeah. Glad for that guy.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know what else to tell you. For some reason I was worried you'd think less of me. But I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind. And besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, might I add. I actually love it. These kids can be pretty cute. But don't tell Amy that I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and I'll show you my new wheels. Maybe you can grab a bite to eat. Be seeing ya, Matthew J. I like that he's always either talking about drinking something or
yeah,
eating
that's
something.
true. That's a good point. That's nice. Yeah, I didn't catch that. That's, yeah, you're right.
But, hey,
But yeah, and he loves driving.
Uh-huh.
And with his good spirits, he's probably better off driving living people whom he can enrich.
Yeah.
Especially children.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine him having fun with children and just moving around.
That's a good development.
Yeah. Okay, next one is from Jen Love.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your new business. Charlie, I am so happy for you. I know it's been a rough year for you. Seriously, I think our wine intake saw a bazillion% increase. But you've stuck through it all like a champ. You deserve this. Finally being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to do. I'm trying to not be too cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and to check out your new space. Always, Janelle, Museum Curator, London, Pathology Museum. P.S. Have you heard about these green burial pots? When I find the link in my 1 million open tabs, I'll shoot it over to you.
She's got a one-track kind of mind.
Uh-huh. Every time.
Yeah. Very death positive.
Yeah.
That's a word I've learned.
And then the last one is the new job, I guess. From Eileen Hansen. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for your understanding and for your work. You've made today easier already. See you at 1 p.m. Best, Eileen Hansen.
That's a bit mysterious.
Yeah, but it's marked as like the
jobs we got.
Exactly. And we can reply with an auto response. But before we do that, I want to see our second tab that just says Magnolia Forest. Magnolia Forest, Funeral Home and Natural Burial Park.
Ah, that's what she's doing.
Our services. Magnolia Forest, named after the magnolia trees that surround the funeral home, specializes in at-home funerals and green burials in our Natural Burial Park. Our goal is to empower families and encourage them to have a closer relationship with death and the dying process. The death of a loved one can be a confusing and sometimes traumatic time, and we want you to feel fully involved in your loved one's death care decisions. Whether you're looking to care for your loved ones from the comfort of your home, be present during the cremation, or bury them in our natural cemetery, Magnolia Forest is here to work with you and provide these simple but intimate and meaningful options. Natural Burial Park. Our Natural Burial Park allows the body to return to the earth and recycle naturally. It is intended as an environmentally sustainable alternative to existing funeral practices. Our park has room for bodies of all sizes and ages, as well as beloved pets. Oh, we're gonna bury a dog, aren't we? Families
People
also...
do that.
Yeah. I don't think they need a mortician for that, but I guess you can. Families also have the option to bury their loved ones themselves, if they choose so. If they so choose, actually.
I think both work.
Yeah. Then it says on the right something about prices. We believe in being transparent about our prices and practices. We are happy to explain all of our prices, work within your budget, and hope to make you feel comfortable and confident in your decisions. Let us know if we can answer any of your questions.
Yeah, this makes me feel really good.
Infants are buried at no charge. We can provide a 3x3 plot and help opening and closing the grave.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, it has different prices, like $1,000 all inclusive for home funeral, $2,250 for adults, for green burials and services, and direct cremation $600. Okay.
Good job.
Yeah, this sounds like a good development. Let's see where the auto response brings us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we say, I'll see you soon. And now we can leave the office. And we are outside. And there's a little table with refreshments and a group of people actually burying a body right now. And there are plants and 2 other graves that are like framed with stones. And there are little trees next to it growing. And can we talk to people? Oh yeah, we can talk to one person standing right next to the door. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much. But thank you for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started now. And the camera slowly zooming out while the people bury her.
Some vocals.
Yeah, and fading to white screen and the title, A Mortician's Tale.
Yeah, nice. I managed to make a game about death that ends on a positive note.
Yeah.
And a real upturn. Kind of nice.
Yeah, now the credits roll.
Yeah, neat.
This was fun.
Well, if you thought that this was fun, then leave us a comment or like the video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow us on Twitter at @makes_play. And thank you, Vincent, for reading all these wonderful emails and conversations to me.
Pleasure.
And yeah, maybe we will have another video where we kind of talk about the game and review it. I don't know. But for now, I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yeah. Goodbye.